Hey guys, welcome to day 12. Today we are going to do Mufasa, who is a little bit easier than Scar. I know some of you guys are having a little bit of difficulty with Scar, but don't worry, he is a really hard one to do. So just keep trying. The more you do, the easier it'll get. You will be happy to know though that Mufasa is a little bit easier, especially if you've done Simba and Nala first. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any more of our videos. And if you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Alright, let's go. Here's Mufasa. So we're going to start off with the same colour that we used for Simba. Now if you haven't watched the Simba tutorial, there is a link on the screen right now where you can go back, watch the Simba tutorial, and you'll see how to make this paint. So we're going to start with just over Mufasa's eyes. So you want to make like a little triangular mountain. Bring it down the side a bit and then tuck in slightly at the top. Then we're going to give him a big round cheek on this side. And then we're going to give him his other triangular eyebrow on the other side of the top of his head. Take your time when you're doing your outlines and try and get them done as perfectly as possible, and it'll make the rest of your design much easier. We want a big round cheek on this side as well. This cheek is going to come down a good bit further. So we're going to wrap it right down. And then you're going to pull it back up very slightly. Then on his first cheek, we're going to give him another little loop around. A little bit smaller than the top loop. And then you want to give him his nice big rectangular jaw. Coming right off the side of the nail in my case. Once you're happy with your outline, you're going to completely fill it in. Then you're going to add your second layer of colour if you need one. You might not always need one, but if you do, add your second layer in. Then we're going to take the same colour that we used for Simba's little moustache area, or his little mane, and we're going to paint in Mufasa's mane as well. So we're going to start with a little L in the corner. And we're going to drag that up at a little diagonal. And then the opposite diagonal back down again to allow for his nose area. On the other side then, he's kind of looking over to one side, so we need to keep his nose at that much of a diagonal. So the same diagonal again over the other side. And you want that to go right out then to the side of his face on that side. And then we're going to wrap in for his nose area. Now don't panic too much about this bit, because we can paint over this with our pink once we go in to do his little pink nose. And we're going to fill that in, all the way down. Completely cover up the orange that we had. Now remember, the mix for this is in our first Simba video. Then once that's dry, we're going to take our pink paint and we're going to paint him in a little love heart shaped nose. So right at the tip here, slightly overlapping the orange and slightly overlapping the mane, we're going to give him a nice big love heart shaped nose. Now it doesn't have a point on the bottom, it's round on the bottom. So wrap around, back up, and fill it in. Then with a slightly darker orange, we're going to paint in little round circles for his eye area. The same that we've done for all of our lions so far. You want to do one on both sides. You want it to be either side of his nose, but if you do go in too far, you can just touch it up later on, so don't panic. And then I'm just going to go back in with my pink and do a second layer of pink on his nose, just because you can see through it a little bit, and I want to do a very little bit of reshaping. Now we're going to take white and we're going to paint narrow little eggs lying on their side for his eyes. So these are going to be inside the darker orange that we drew earlier on. So just inside them, kind of touching off the bottom of them, so it almost looks like the darker area are like his eyelids. And then we're going to take a little bit of the colour that we used for his mane, and we're just going to give him a bottom eyelid with that colour. Then we're going to take our black and we're going to start to do some outlining. So we'll start by giving him his nice big round eyebrows. And that's going to be right on top of the darker area of orange that we painted earlier on. The eyebrow on the right hand side is going to touch the side of his head. And then this eyebrow on the left hand side, we're going to draw a little line down towards his nose, just to show off that his nose is a little bit bigger and kind of further out than his eye area. You can wrap the eyebrow right around so it touches the corner of the eye. Then we can outline the eye itself, and we're also going to outline the bottom eyelid. We'll give him a little stress line in between his brows. And then a little curve on the right hand side in towards the eye to finish it off. Then we can give him a curve on the top of his nose. And then you can bring that right down the edge to the pink part of his nose. Then we can outline the left-hand side of his nose, right to the top of his mane and down towards the nose. And then you can outline the the pink of the nose itself. Then I'm going to outline his second eye. And finally, I'm going to outline his mane itself. So we're going to wrap down the side. Right the way around. We're literally just outlining what we painted earlier on. And then we're going to give him his little smile. So from the indent here on the left hand side, we're going to drag that down at an angle. And we're going to curve it across to the little bit that sticks out on the right hand side. Then we're going to give him little yellow pupils, the same as our others. And we're going to give him his little round dark pink nostrils on either side. Then taking the pink that we used for the nose area, you're going to give him a little half moon for a mouth. Taking your black, we're going to give him two little dots inside the yellow of his eyes. For his pupils. You can use a dotting tool for this if you find it easier. And then a teeny tiny bead of white inside the black just to show a little bit of a reflection in the eyes. Makes them come alive a little bit. Then we're going to go back to our black and we're going to outline the bottom of his mouth. Then we can give him the little line between his nose and his mouth. And then we can give him a few little flicks at the bottom of his mane just to show that it's furry. A few little dimply dots on either side just to show off that he has whiskers. And then we're going to take our dark brown straight from the bottle and we're going to give him his big mane. So you want to drag that right up off the side of the nail in a nice big curve. same on the other side. You're going to outline his whole head and then you're going to fill it in. Then we're going to take our black and we're going to outline the whole head in black. And we're going to add some little black defining lines into his hairline, just to show the curves. Then we're going to add some black flicks around the edges, just to show that his mane kind of is a bit scraggly and pulls down into his face a little bit. And then we want to give him a few fabulous whiskers on both sides. The ones on this side will disappear into his mane a little bit, but you'll see the ones on the other side much more clearer. And guys, that is our Mufasa done, so all you gotta do is wait for him to dry, top coat him to seal him in, and then cure him. So there's a little sneak peek on the screen of the adult Simba that we're going to be doing tomorrow. You can see he is a silhouette, but he looks super effective and I absolutely love him. So guys, that is it for Mufasa. I hope you enjoyed him. Tomorrow we are going to be doing the adult Simba silhouette, which looks so effective when he's on. He absolutely looks adorable and your clients will love him. If you haven't subscribed already, there is a button currently on your screen for you guys to subscribe to the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that for me. And I have got links in the description for some of the products that I recommend. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me on day 12, and I'll see you tomorrow for Simba.